Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
it is Tuesday where you are, and it is the last day of March. So I thought I'd play a march. This is the Westfield on Weekend Show. I'm Bob Plass, and I am here with my producer, my buddy, my colleague, the Duke of the Dials, and the Easter Bunny of great.
Right. Get ready to look to your right.
Band notes.
There we go.
There we are. Hey, how are you, everyone? Look at you. Hey, Peter, I'm playing. This is a really interesting march because I thought last night when I was preparing for this,
you're on a march kick lately.
Well, yeah, because March is it's a march and March. But it also gets you up in the morning, if you pardon that expression. I want the folks to remember, who are old enough like me to remember, there was this radio show, and I can't even remember. It was from Chicago. Don McNeil, maybe, and it was in the morning, and every morning they would play a march to get people.
Bob Steele played a march.
Well, also, that's where he got it. Bob Steele in Hartford.
Okay.
Yeah. Don McNeil's Breakfast Club, I think it was called. Boy, did I pull that one out of a hat or what. So at any rate, oh, God, take that. There's my at any rate. That's
this is what
two.
Bob Steele used to play.
He would play the same one every program?
The Second Connecticut Regimental March.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I do something.
Jay Pagluca used to play this going out of his show.
Oh, gosh. Well, I like to look at what the day is or something and see if Sousa has a march. But so McNeil used to say, now you need to march around the breakfast table or something. So you could see all the families in the 1950s marching around the breakfast table.
I can see the kid creating quite a racket.
Oh, yeah. So I'm wearing my egg yolk hoodie today, as you see. In honor, it's our Easter show. We're going to have the lovely and Reverend Barbara Hesse from Second Congregational Church on our second hour, and we'll talk Easter and such. But during this first hour, so the name of that march, and would you do me a favor? You know that phrase I'm not supposed to say? I've said it twice in the first minute.
Okay.
Okay, so add that to the count, please, and I'm not going to say it again. All right? Got the counter up there?
Hold on. I'm updating it. And
For
we're up to
those who are,
16.
I'm up to 16 this year.
That's not bad.
Not too bad. No, I'm trying to avoid this phrase. You see that phrase there? Okay, that's what I'm avoiding. Okay. So the name of this song is Easter Monday at the White House March. Isn't that interesting? And John Philip Sousa wrote this march in honor of the Easter egg roll. Now, he wrote it in 1928, but the Easter egg roll at the White House Easter egg roll was done first with Dolly Madison, I think. And so that would have been back in the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
And I wondered, maybe you can help me. Why is it called an Easter roll? Did they roll eggs? I don't know.
You roll eggs with a spoon, right?
Oh.
You roll them with a spoon.
That's right. But they're hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
It would almost
Decorated.
make more sense, though, if you were rolling them and they weren't hard-boiled, then you'd find a winner more easily because the egg might crack in the process.
Well, I would assume they'd all crack eventually under the stress of trying to roll it across the lawn.
But I wonder how far somebody could roll a non-boiled egg. We ought to have we could have two contests.
You could ask the same question about how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop. One will never know.
Okay. All right. So
plus, would you want to clean up the mess?
Yeah. When is the Easter egg hunt for the mayor's office? Are you doing it?
It was
by
this past
chance?
weekend.
You mean it already passed?
Yes.
Holy!
It's always it's traditionally the weekend before Easter.
And were you at it by chance?
I was.
Well, tell us about it.
Several hundred kids were there.
Yeah.
We
Where was it?
Shaker Farms.
Uh-huh.
On the different greens, they had different age groups on different either tee boxes or greens
Uh-huh.
or fairways.
Yes.
And the high schools, different high schools, their honor societies came down and helped out, volunteered.
Yeah.
And we had games for the kids. We had face painting. We had the Easter Bunny arrive by Westfield Fire Department.
Oh, he came in on the same truck that
Probably.
Santa comes in on? Oh.
Probably.
Oh, okay. And then do people get to meet the Easter Bunny, who's a little less threatening
Take
than
pictures
Santa,
of the
I
Easter
must
Bunny.
admit?
Yep, take pictures of the Easter Bunny. And it was a nice event. It was a little chilly because we had it on Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
But the weather was nice. So
Gosh.
it was, I think it got up to 30 by the time we were finished.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it started, it was like 25.
Is it contingent on weather, I suppose? You
It's
can't
only
have an Easter week.
contingent on rain.
On rain.
Generally rain. It's not, you don't want kids slipping and sliding around
Yeah.
a golf course.
So these kids are out there and they're trying to find eggs. Is that get as many eggs in their basket as possible?
That is
that
correct. Yes, that's the general rule of Easter egg hunting.
So how many eggs were hard boiled and colored? And who did
These are all
that
plastic
egg?
eggs.
Huh?
They're all plastic eggs.
Oh, these are plastic eggs. Oh, I thought
With a
Amy
treat-
Tosi at the
with
mayor's
treats
office
inside.
was spent last week boiling eggs and then whatever.
Are you crazy?
I don't know. My mother spent. Oh my gosh, my mother
Those are
would do
decorative eggs.
this. Do you remember the name of the company that you?
Haas. HAAS was the company that usually did the food
S.
coloring dyes.
Yes. Yeah. And I love.
How do I know that off the top of my head? I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. What I remember is that there was a smell because you needed to use. Was it vinegar or something with
I
it?
think so, yeah.
You put
Kind of
vinegar.
cure the egg a little bit.
Yeah, and so there's this smell of vinegar, and then they have the thing that the egg sits in,
The dipper, yeah.
the dipper. Now you have to use white eggs, don't you? You can't use brown eggs.
You could.
Yeah, but brown eggs have they don't.
Well, then it's not the white canvas.
Oh, okay. So you start with the white canvas, then you dunk the egg in. That was always my favorite. Then you pull the egg out, and then the Haas company gave you this
Stickers.
cardboard.
They gave you stickers. Remember the stickers you put on them?
No, we didn't have stickers in our day. We were just plain old eggs. Okay, from what I remember.
We
This
had-
is
we
back
had
in the
sticker
the
designs.
40s. Remember when I'm doing this? And
Oh,
the
so you just had
early
single-colored eggs.
single colored eggs. We didn't. Well, maybe
Tie-dye?
You know, we didn't. No,
The kids
tie dye
over-
wasn't until
The kids
60s.
over here would do tie-dye eggs.
Oh my gosh. No, but I do remember we always, my mother said, let's try, we'll do one half one color and one half the other color. So, there was a green,
Yeah,
and, a
sure,
green
yeah.
and red egg and whatever, But that was always done, I think, could it have been done on the Saturday before? Because Sunday morning we would wake up and then we would have to find the eggs. And they weren't they were in the house. She did not allow, well, maybe she allowed us to go out of I was going to say, my mother didn't allow us to
It
go
puts
out of
the-
the house. That's
It
not
puts
true.
the lotion on the skin.
Yes. So my mother hides these eggs all over the place, and there were some, and then she would get candy eggs as well. And, I've told this story, but, a year later, we're still finding the candied eggs. And for some reason, and I may have found a real egg once that, it was like one of those Russian, what do they call those 100-year-old eggs?
Fabergé.
No, it's a 100-year-old egg that people
Oh.
eat or something. What, isn't that
I
right?
have no idea what you're talking about on that one.
I think
a
there's
pickled
something
egg or
like
something?
100-year. Well, maybe it's just it's a food delicacy somewhere. Food delicacy, 100-year-old egg. Put that in there, or 10-year-old egg, or a year-old egg. There has to be something about that. But I remember a story, Peter. While I was in
Century eggs, also known as alkalized or preserved eggs, are a Chinese dish made by preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, and quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks to several months, depending on the processing method. Throughout the process, the yolk becomes greenish, dark greenish gray in color.
Delicious.
With a creamy consistency and strong flavor due to the hydrogen sulfide and ammonia present.
Yes.
While the white becomes dark brown in color with a translucent jelly-like appearance. Sounds not really appetizing.
Translucent jelly-like appearance. It doesn't sound like it. And what do they call it? What are they?
It apparently has a gelatinous texture, salty, and umami flavor. The transforming agent in the century egg is an alkaline salt, which gradually raises the pH of the egg during the 9 to 12-week curing process.
Yeah. I remember that greenish color because that was my indication that I didn't want to eat the egg, right? Because in a hard-boiled egg, am I right?
Sounds nasty.
It's a hard-boiled. It's a
Hunan, China.
Yeah. Hard-boiled eggs are yellow and white, and then the older an egg gets, it becomes green and white. And then the older it gets as a green and white egg, then in some lands, they're a delicacy.
That's just nasty.
Well, don't knock
very honest, that's
Peter.
just
Don't
nasty.
knock it until you've had it. That's what I say.
I don't plan on having it, so I'm not gonna knock it, I guess.
All right. Well, now there's another kind of the egg. It's a candied egg. What is it? What are those things?
Cadbury cream egg.
Oh yes. Now those Cadbury things we didn't have those when we were young at all. So a Cadbury egg.
So it's milk chocolate with like fluff, and I don't know what they make the yolk out of.
And of course those lovely yellow chickens.
Peeps.
Peeps. They've been around forever because I think I had them back then. Now
Yeah,
those
Peeps
are
have been around for a long time.
Yeah. Now, Peeps are old marshmallow, right? That have been dyed. Isn't that the same? Isn't that
It's
right?
got like a sugary crust on it.
So it's not like a marshmallow fluffer. Do you think they fry them or they bake them?
I don't know how they make them, but it's got like a crust on it.
Well, could they put in Peeps and see how they're made. How are Peeps made?
I might not want to know how they're made.
Are you planning on eating a peep or two this
I'm going to be away, so for Easter, I'm going to be gone.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to Indianapolis.
Well, they have Easter in Indianapolis.
I know, but I'm going to be in a hotel, so.
Well, they have Easter in hotels. In fact, you probably get a nice Easter brunch in a hotel.
Not the one I'm staying.
Oh, but you could get probably maybe after Mass on Easter Sunday, Peter.
Yeah, I'll have to find a church out there, too.
Well, they have churches in Indianapolis.
I know. But usually it's tough to find these things.
Are you going out alone?
No, Coach Sutter's going with me. Well, it's he is the one who asked me to go to do some in the zone shows out in the National Basketball Coaches Convention.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
Which is at the same time as the NCAA Final Four.
Yeah. And are the Final Four in Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yep. Division 1, 2, and 3 are all in the same place this year.
Gosh. And are you going to be able to go to the games as media representative?
We'll see. We tried. We haven't heard yet.
You haven't heard yet. Okay. Who looks like they're going in? Did I hear that there was UConn has an opportunity now to be there?
UConn beat Duke yesterday in the last-second shot.
Uh-huh.
And they won by 1 with 0.3 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, gosh, what an exciting game.
They were down by 17.
Even more exciting game. That's why I love basketball.
Yeah?
There's a hint of something there in your voice, Peter.
I turned the game off, to be honest. I turned the game off because I thought the game was over.
Oh, never say never.
Well,
in this day and age.
But you know what? I might have been the thing that won them because when I stopped watching them, they started doing better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I may not be able to watch them on TV.
All right. Okay. Gotcha. So it didn't go to overtime, or did they have overtime in basketball?
No, they were up. UConn was up by 1.
Oh, they were up by 1 at the end of the time thing. Okay, gotcha. But is there such a thing? There's overtime in basketball, right?
Yeah.
But it's you.
So
only,
the Final Four is
Final Four. Let's hear.
UConn versus Illinois on one side, and number 1 Arizona versus number 1 Michigan on the other side.
Wow.
So a 2-3 on the Midwest bracket, and on the Midwest West is Arizona and Michigan,
Right.
and then South and East is Illinois and UConn.
Gotcha. How do the
Everybody had Duke going to even coach thought Duke would win the whole thing this year.
Oh, interesting.
He called that about a month
the
ago.
women? We should mention the women too, because do the women participate?
Yep.
That
the
sounds
UConn
like
women
a
have also
stupid
made
question.
The UConn women have also made the Final Four.
Okay, and then who are the other three? Are they synonymous with the male?
Let me get into Division I women's basketball.
Yeah. So we got UConn men and women. How about Duke men and women? Okay. Well,
I'm still looking up.
tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Stop it.
Well, no one likes dead air, especially on this bright and sunny day in
All right,
Westfield and beyond.
Women's basketball
Yes.
is the Final Four is. So there's still 2 games to be played.
Okay, gotcha.
UConn is in, and UCLA is in.
All right. Now, is UCLA? Did you mention them in the male? The
No,
men?
they're not.
Okay, so good. That's then
So
5
the
different schools.
potential on the women's side for the other two spots.
Right.
South Carolina plays TCU, Texas Christian University, today at 9 p.m. And the early game at 7 p.m. is number 1 Texas versus number 2 Michigan.
Aha. Wow. Well, I won't be glued to the set. In order to watch it on TV, how
UConn's been crushing everybody.
Where do I watch it on? Is it on ESPN?
Yeah, the women's brackets are on ESPN, I believe.
Oh.
But UConn won their first game 90-52. Their second game 98-45. Their third game 63-42. The last game they played, they beat Notre Dame by 18. They've been crushing everybody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Well, I wish everybody in the Final Four. Then once basketball is done, then is there a time when the people who are not sports fanatics and the sports fanatics in America have a time when there's no sports being played?
Not really, no.
No.
Because opening day of baseball was last week.
Okay, so now we've gone into batter up time.
And then the NBA finals are right after this finishes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So there's always something. And NASCAR season started, obviously.
Yeah.
Beginning of February. Baseball season baseball season is going. Golf is going. Professional Bowlers Association is going. The PBA still exists.
Yeah. It's PBA.
Professional Bowlers Association.
I
think they're on the CW now.
Oh, you're kidding me. I used to watch Candlepin polling every Saturday afternoon or noontime.
From Boston, yeah.
Ah, well, I would love it. I love that, watching that. Okay.
Bowling for dollars.
Bowling for dollars. Who was the announcer?
I can't remember.
Oh, gosh.
I do remember it from when I was a kid, though.
Yeah. Well, we are celebrating the birthday of Johannes Sebastian Bach today.
It's better than sex. It reaches such a cloud.
That's you.
That I feel like I'm reaching one.
That's me.
Really, it is when I hear
I think
it
that's playing off your laptop.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, holy mother of God. Wait a minute.
That's playing on your
I
laptop.
thought that was you were making a comment. My laptop was making a comment. Okay. All right. Oh God. All right. Enough of that. Get
Turn
off
the
of
volume down.
Oh my God. All right. I wanted to tell you about.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
You just made the list.
Ah, great.
Oh, here we go.
Good. We ought to do a program of songs inspired by Bach, B-A-C, because Bach is probably, well, he's a wonderful musician to honor and celebrate at Eastertide because he wrote so many different religious motifs in his work or cantatas, etc., etc. Nina Simone, you remember Nina Simone?
Yep.
Okay. Nina Simone was a classically trained musician, as you know. And she studied classical piano, and she infused many of her classic songs with a Bach-inspired kind of fugue. And so I thought, in honor of Johannes Bach's birthday, he was born in, 1600 or so? I've got to find when that is. Bach is noticeable in this version of Love Me or Leave Me. Remember, love me or leave me to say I'm the Okay, so she sings that, and then she goes into this Bach-like fugue. It's really wonderful. So let's listen to Love Me or Leave Me by Nina Simone in celebration of Johannes Bach's birthday.
You won't believe me, but I love you only. I'd rather be lonely than happy with somebody else. You might find the night time the right time for kissing. Night time is my time for just reminiscing, regretting instead of forgetting with somebody else. There'll be no one unless that someone is you. I intend to be independently blue. I want your love and I don't want to borrow. Have it today to give back tomorrow. Your love is my love. There's no love for nobody else. Have it today to give back tomorrow. Your love is my love. My love is your love. Your love is my love. My love is your love. Your love is my
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday where you are. We're taping on Monday, and it's a lovely sunny day out. I wonder if it's going to be that way the rest of the week. It looks like it's going to be. Right, Pete? I think it's going to be a
I
pretty...
think it's rainy to midweek.
Midweek is rain? Okay, gotcha. Well, into every life a little rain must fall. We are
But I'll take a rainy Tuesday, Wednesday in the almost 70 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Back to 40 for Thursday, in the 60s for Easter weekend.
Well, that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful, wonderful. We are at the Westfield on Weekends Center, down the WOW Center, 105 Elm Street. We've announced the extension of Don Blanton's wonderful show, The World of Don Blanton. Don Blanton is a fabulous artist. This week, if you have a chance, we're going to be on WTCC Radio tomorrow at noontime, and then on Wednesday we're doing that. And then on Thursday, the fabulous 413 are coming to Westfield, and they're going to be, we're going to tape it. Taped live from the WOW Center. So we look forward to seeing Khalees Smith and Monty Belmonte on Thursday. So, and last week I was on, and Priscilla Russ says hello, Peter. We were on Mass Appeal last week, so we're all over the media landscape, and I'm touting this incredible show. So we've extended it till April 12th. All right.
Okay.
And on April 12th, there'll be a final farewell, last look celebration with the artist Don Blanton, and that's from 12 until 4. And also on that day, we have an incredible concert also up at Second Congregational Church with Liz Blaze Bennett, the wonderful Liz Blaze Bennett, who is the clarinetist who's on our board, and she's doing a wonderful recital that day. So folks can see some great art and then go up to the Second Congregational Church if you wish and see Liz Blaze Bennett. Last week we had a real, incidentally, I wanted you also to know that Don Blanton's work is, he's going to be our artist in residence for the next year or so. And what that means is he has committed, and he looks forward to, and he actually did it this past Sunday. He will be at the WOW Center Sundays from 12 until 2, excepting for Easter Sunday, and other holidays that fall on a Sunday, I suppose. But he is working on art. It's open studio Sundays with Don Blanton. So you can come down and you can actually see him at work, whether he's doing a sculpture or a painting. It's really interesting, and he'll tell you all about what he does, et cetera, regardless of what's on the walls. And yesterday he was working on an exhibit feature for our Magic in the Garden show, which will open later in April. It's a collaboration with Artworks Westfield and Westfield on Weekends and Stanley Park and the Garden Club of the Westfield Women's Club. So we look forward to that. It's all about elves and fairies and springtime and flowers and fancy. Look forward to that. But I really look forward to it. This past week, we had Ellen Marable on Thursday night. Incredibly interesting woman who's written a great novel. We had her on the show last week. And then on Friday night, we had an up-close and musical concert that was so unique and wonderful with Jaws, which is this fabulous quartet. They were a trio that night, but a quartet they are usually, of student musicians, and they played some of the original music of Brian Brophy, the great friend of WOW. And it was a really close and intimate evening, and we really loved it. Small audience, because there was so much else going on. We had the Ghost Tour at First Congregational Church. That was Friday evening and Saturday evening. And I was part of the Saturday show. It was a great turnout, and we look forward to doing that. This is our 14th year of doing it, raising money for the Mechanic Street Cemetery. And then on Friday night, there was also a handbag Beano night or bingo night at the women's club, you know. And then yesterday, I went up to the university. First, I saw Don Blanton in action at the Wow Center. And then I went up to the university for 3 o'clock and saw a concert of 3 of their faculty doing works on, it was Scott Bailey and the clarinetist, Tim Skinner, and the flautist, Lane Soloyo. Oh, gosh, it was great. And I wonder when people say there's nothing to do in Westfield or in this area, there are so many choices.
They're just not looking.
Huh?
They're just not looking.
No, they're just not looking. And people say, well, how do you know? Well,
I usually look on Facebook and I find plenty to. We do a segment on Bobby G and Company. I open it up before we start the segment, and I just look around to see what's going on just this weekend, and I can come up with 8 to 10 things.
Oh my God, yes. You can
and
go
that's
to
just like bands and things like that. That's not even like
you go at
specialty
events
stuff
events in Westfield, Massachusetts. It will come up. Experience Westfield. Danny Nason's wonderful podcast. No, what do you call it? What do you call that thing that he has? It's
Experience
website.
Westfield.
Experience Westfield
Facebook
is
page.
an what?
It's a Facebook page.
A Facebook page. Okay, Facebook. Experience Westfield. There are the Westfield on Weekends website, Artworks Westfield website, the Cultural District website. You can go to the city's website and find what's happening. Oh, gosh. And you can read the Reminder. You can read the Westfield News, any of the hometown newspapers in the area, as well as the Springfield Republican. There's so much happening. Oh, gosh. But what did you do this weekend, Peter?
I did the Easter egg hunt on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we did something on Saturday night. I can't remember what we did. And then Sunday, I went to church.
Oh.
My wife is trying out a new church similar to what she had down in Winstead.
Oh, wow.
And
so
so
explain that. How do you try out a church?
You just go to a service.
And then you make a judgment.
See if you like it. See if you like their style, because each church has their own style of doing things.
Yeah.
And she likes it, so
Yeah.
she invited me to come. And, of course, I said I'm very skeptical of church because
Oh, my God.
well, because I'm a Catholic and you know, not skeptical of the Bible, just skeptical of how people do things and motivations, because I've had problems with the bureaucracy of the church.
Of course. We all have. Yeah. Or no, well, some of us have. Let's put it that way. I guess that's a better way of saying it. When you go to a church, like, did you enjoy the service that you had this weekend when you were church hopping or church selecting?
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
That doesn't sound like a rave to me.
But I have some issues with how things are presented. Like, I'm very critical of that because of my studying of world religions in high school and my studying of world religions since then and things like that. And
well, okay,
I have
so
I think I have a very good relationship with God on my own. So, do I need to necessarily demonstrate that? But it's important to my wife, so I will go with her when I
So
can.
was this a Protestant church, a Catholic church?
It was a Protestant church.
Protestant. So what faith was it?
Evangelical.
Oh, an evangelical church. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, what was that like for you as a practicing Catholic? Was it
So
more
with them, it's a lot
better
of
singing?
It's a lot of singing.
Okay. Well, was the singing better than in the Catholic Church? Because I got to
No,
say,
Catholic Church has gotten better.
well, the Catholic Church has gotten better, but the people in the pews have not gotten better. Catholics do not enjoy singing for some reason.
That's
They're all
not true anymore, though. Either.
Oh, you
though.
think? You think they're really happy? Well, the songs they have to sing are a little pretty dull.
But they're all the same.
Okay, all right.
Most Protestant hymnals are pretty much the same as Catholic hymnals.
But there are somehow or other.
It's just the format is different.
Yeah. Did they have the Kumbaya folk group playing, or was it a piano, or
It's like a full band,
listen to that?
like a full drum kit in the like the booth, a drum booth, so it's not blasting everybody out.
Uh-huh.
Electric guitar, acoustic guitar, 2 keyboards,
My gosh.
a fiddle and or violin.
Oh, wait. How big is this church? That would hardly fit on the altar down at St. Mary's.
Quite a big sized church.
Oh gosh.
And it's more like in the round thing.
Uh-huh. Now, was there a lot of audience participation? Or
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And how was the sermon?
It was pretty good.
Rousing?
It was interesting because it discussed a topic that we had discussed at home that morning.
Oh, very interesting. So what did you and your wife discuss before going to church? This is very, I'm interested. Youth wants to know here.
What did we discuss?
Well, what was that? What was the topic that you were discussing?
It was how
If you want to,
how you
tell
save
us.
yourself from the wrath of God.
How do you save yourself from the wrath of God?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to ask Reverend Hesse what she thinks about the wrath of God. What do you describe as the wrath of God?
Well,
like thunderstorms or the
no,
bad things happening in America?
Eternal damnation, the wrath of God.
Eternal damnation.
Sure. So
Yeah.
if, when, and this is pretty much spelled out in the Bible at the end.
Yeah.
When Christ comes back, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to divide it into two groups: those who have accepted Him as Lord and Savior, and those who haven't. And they will burn in the fire forever. That's what it says. Right?
Whoa. So it says that.
That's the wrath of God.
Uh-huh. But there are some people, the way you
That's in
said that
Revelations, no?
just don't fit into that group. In terms of,
Either you do or
they
you
might
don't.
follow another faith leader, like a Muhammad or a Buddha.
According to Christians, you don't. It's a no bueno. It's a no bueno. Either you believe in Jesus as your Lord and Savior, or you don't.
But then you don't get to heaven, supposedly, quote
Yeah.
unquote, if you don't believe in them.
If you haven't accepted Him in your heart, is what the Bible says.
Could you accept Jesus in your heart without being a Catholic or an evangelical Christian? Could you accept
I suppose
him?
you could. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Because, and I also think like in the Jewish faith as well as in the Muslim faith, Jesus is considered a prophet and somebody to listen to. And his words are celebrated. So I suppose those two faiths have welcomed Jesus'
I don't know, Bob.
followers in.
These are the questions that are going to be answered, and the only time you find out what the real deal is when you pass on. If you believe that that's what happens after you pass on.
Yeah, yeah. That's
There's a lot of existential questions there.
Oh my gosh, there sure are.
We could spend a whole day with Father Savage shooting the breeze on that, and I'm sure we'd have a good time, and it'd be a hell of a discussion.
We get into the middle of it.
I've had some great discussions. with
Oh,
Father
I
Savage.
know we have, and
Father
we're going to
Savage
continue
over
to
the
have
years.
it. Yeah. In the Middle of It is the name of the song that our Wisconsin DJ Chris Homan selected for last week's show. I didn't get to play it, but it's very appropriate since we're talking about getting into the middle of discussions and right in the middle of the thick of things. It's been a great time for Americans to be in the middle of it. We're in the middle of it. How can you not be in today's world, not to be in the middle of it, whatever that means? So this is His Golden Messenger. It's a group. It's a really good group. And His, instead of his, is hiss, like a snake. And it's His Golden Messenger. And listen to this. It's really good. In the Middle of It. From the upcoming album, I'm People.
Even the rocks were dreaming on the darkest of morning. The Portland Rose, she kept on running. Run so true, I was a voice in the chorus. Then the cornflower bloom dropped me in the middle of it. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. tinted lenses. Rain that said Maria, I guess that's how it ends. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one. In the middle of it, oh, just a little one. Just a little one.
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Where will the superintendent spotlight shine next? Join Stefan Zaporowski and Chris Rogers every Thursday at 9 a.m. to find out. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is springtime. It's Tuesday, March 31st, the last day of March. It's a long month. It always seems like a long month to me. It's Tuesday, and I'm here, Bob Plass, with Peter Coles, our trusty producer. Doesn't March seem like a long month to you?
Yeah.
It somehow seems, it's
Well, 'cause
only
it's
got
a
one more
transition.
day, but somehow or other
It's a
it always...
transition month. That's part of it. And then there's holidays in there and things like that, so it seems to go on forever.
Yeah. Last week was the vernal equinox, right? Is that when spring happened last week? So we are now officially in springtime.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's March 25th, isn't it? That they're March 26th, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention this year. It's been so busy the past couple of weeks with the parade and
with the St. Patrick's Day
and
parade.
and then me being sick and the
had
Hobbs
the
concert.
Easter egg hunt, and you're
it's
all over the place.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I am the same way. I don't think that tonight we're going, incidentally, to a wonderful ceremony to honor our friend Danny Eaton, who is the founder and the executive director of the wonderful Majestic Theater in West Springfield, Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. It's our equity theater in our area, and tonight they're naming the stage the Danny Eaton Stage. Danny turned 80 just recently, and like me, has joined the octogenarian status, and so with that, you sometimes get honored, and he is really a humble man, and tonight many of his friends are gathering at the theater to honor him and name the stage. It came from the board of directors, etc., that they felt that, especially as Danny gets older, he wants to step away and go into another, the next adventure of his life, which will include the Majestic. But so we're looking forward to that. I'm interested in seeing my old friends from theater long ago, perhaps tonight, and look forward to that one. But today is National Eiffel Tower Day. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower. What do you know about it, Peter?
It is a steel structure that was built for a World's Fair, I believe.
When was it built for a World's Fair?
I would assume if it's Eiffel Tower Day, it's probably a birthday of it.
Yeah.
Was it the early 1900s?
No, actually, it's the late 1800s, 1889. You were close.
Okay.
1889, it was built, and initially, it was built as a temporary structure.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and it almost didn't become a permanent landmark, according to the websites that I looked at. It wasn't built almost. The coalition of famous artists criticized and protested the monument's construction. I don't know why, but Gustav Eiffel is the name of the guy that was the civil engineering firm who won the design. He persisted, and so this staggering 7,300 tons of iron, 2.5 million rivets later, we get this icon. It's the world's most popular landmark, and it receives nearly 7 million visitors a year. How do you like that?
I believe that.
Yeah. It almost went by a different name. When you hear the name they originally came up with, the 300-meter iron tower. You say it in French. I can't say it in French, but the 300-meter iron tower, quite a mouthful. And so they changed it to Mr. Eiffel's Tower, and then Eiffel Tower really took on. Now, according to the story here, from conception to construction, the Eiffel Tower, deep controversy in Paris. A few well-known creatives, Alexandre Dumas, who had written The Count of Monte Cristo, and the playwright Guy de Maupassant, and an architect Charles Garnier, they band together to decry this tower, which they say is going to look like a giant black factory chimney. So Eiffel persisted, and they ended up doing it. But Eiffel didn't really design it. Despite the tower being his namesake, Eiffel didn't design it himself. You know why?
Why is that?
Well, I think he owned the company. So Maurice Koechlin and Emile Nglogliar, or whatever, two engineers who worked for his company, were the masterminds behind the structure. And so they wanted to make it utilitarian, okay? And so he brought in another architect to improve the overall aesthetics of I guess the two engineers in the beginning were trying to make it look kind of industrial.
Yeah, because it was to represent the industrial age.
And then he brings another architect in to try to make it a little bit prettier. And, you know, it really is a beautiful... Have you been there at all? Oh, my gosh, it's so...
Nope, never been to the continent.
It's over the city. I mean, everywhere you look, if you go wherever you are, you can see this. And if you're in the neighborhood, it's sort of like King Kong or something strolling, because you've got this monstrosity. It's not a monstrosity. It's this art thing.
You're making their point from the 1800s.
Oh, God, I know it. Yeah. It's covered in the names of scientists. 72 French scientists and engineers are engraved into the iron surrounding the first floor. And it was a scientific laboratory for years. Part of what secured the tower's design and saved it from destruction was Eiffel's insistence that it shouldn't be purely for its looks, that it would serve a scientific function. So he installed a meteorology lab on the third floor where he performed physics and aerodynamics experiments. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, I think it's also a weather station as well.
Oh, yeah. The Eiffel Tower was only supposed to remain up for 20 years after the World's Fair of 1889. Eiffel was very aware that it was going to be torn down and cleverly ensured the tower's existence by enhancing it with a radio antenna and wireless telegraph transmitter. So...
yeah, it's the tallest point in the city.
Yeah. So it began transmitting radio signals, and it was used during the First World War. So it sort of solidified that it would be there forever. So here's to the Eiffel Tower on its birthday. Happy birthday, Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, it was a big weekend, and so I thought I would play this Billy Porter song from an album of his, which I really love this version. It's a mix. It's with the Garage King sample, whatever that means. In other words, somebody named Garage King sampled the song that Buffalo Springfield had, For What It's Worth. So For What It's Worth, this was synonymous of this past weekend of protests throughout America. So I thought I'd play that. You know, whatever side you're on, you can always have a voice in America. We always want that voice to be right there. And this is Billy Porter's version of For What It's Worth. Really kind of cool.
Happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. We gotta stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday where you are. It is March 31st, 2026 and counting. And counting is the operative word here. I'm with Peter Coles. My name's Bob Plass. Go to westfieldonweekends.com for all the latest happenings at Westfield on Weekends. And we look forward to seeing you at all the wonderful events that are happening throughout this month and the next months. We've got some wonderful classes, art classes that are happening, and you can read about them at the website. And we wish that you will come down and take a gander at the wonderful world of Don Blanton. And we did a show. Peter, that show is going to come out very soon, I would think.
Yeah, I'm still working on editing that. It's just been nuts.
Yeah, we did a conversation with Don about his well-lived life, last week, and Peter's editing it so that it can appear right on our channel, and then you can get it on YouTube and find out all about this interesting man. Well, I wanted to sort of say, last week, I don't know what it was. From last week, I was like, my mind was going in 20 different directions. Oh my gosh, Peter, I couldn't stop from thinking. There's nothing worse than when you're an ADHDer and your mind can't properly function because you've got one thought and you can't get focused, etc., etc. So I'm going online and I'm trying to do my best to stay focused, and I finally found a podcast. You know how you scroll and you scroll and you scroll on your phone. Suddenly, I come to this young man speaking about ADHD. And maybe my phone heard me complaining to James about my ADHD, but all of a sudden, I'm getting all these things about ADHD. And I find out, even though I'm a therapist and should know all about this, that my being late, for instance, is a function not just of my lackadaisical nature, but also because when I place myself at the precipice of lateness, of lateness. Geez, that sounds like a great book. The precipice of lateness. My adrenaline starts to flow, and it helps me to sort of focus. And so I'm adding something to my body, apparently, when I place myself in this, oh my gosh, I got to do this kind of thing. And it helps me to focus for some reason. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. I also found out that melatonin, that our bodies are naturally used to and help us to sleep at night, for the average ADHDer doesn't kick in for an hour and a half once you go to bed. And that's why when I'm lying in bed thinking, when am I going to fall asleep? It's because my body doesn't produce melatonin in the same way. Isn't that strange?
Should you be taking a supplement for it then?
Well, I'm wondering about. Well, I'm taking melatonin at night, and I also occasionally take a sleeping aid. What do you call it? Benadryl or one of those to help me to get through the night. And I've managed to be working it. But you know what's been helping me? I've been reading from Eckhart Tolle's book. It's called Stillness Speaks, and Eckhart Tolle is, I think he's considered a contemporary spiritual teacher, not aligned with any particular religion or tradition. This is what it says here on the back. In his writing and seminars, he conveys a simple yet profound message with the timeless and uncomplicated clarity of ancient spiritual masters. There is a way to inner peace. And what he says is we can quiet our minds. And this has been really helping me. He wrote a book. I'm going to read it again. I read it before I read Stillness Speaks. But I recommend it for anyone who has ADHD out there. It's called The Power of Now. And what it talks about is, you may experience this yourself, when we don't think when we don't focus on thinking, our mind still functions. And that there is something else behind our, something other than our thoughts that is right there. And that when we can
Didn't Freud
quiet...
call that the id?
Well, not necessarily, because the id, once you name it, once you give it a specific name, I suppose, it becomes something that is outside of yourself. So what he is trying to do is to make you come right to the now, to be in the now. And that means that you don't think, and that you just sort of focus on your breathing and let where you are now just control where you're going to be or whatever.
That's how I could take a nap. I work on my breathing.
Do you? And it's you
If
can't.
I need to take a nap, I can usually accomplish some method of sleep by controlling my breathing.
Oh, yeah. There's
Some people call that meditation.
Well, it's very true, but focusing on your breath and not thinking about it. If you're lying there and you're thinking about it, your mind is active, and you don't want your mind to be active. You want your mind, or whatever we call it. It may be the God particle for all we know. I'd be interested in what a minister or a priest or rabbi or an imam would say about that inner particle that is there after you get rid of all thoughts and all images and all judgment and all of that. There's that inner peace that comes, and stillness, being still, how to be still. For an ADHDer, it's impossible for me. Although now I'm saying it is possible, then I can be still. But boy, is it tough. And I'm telling you, as an 80-year-old who really wants to move his life along and doesn't want to be tethered by thoughts, judgments, all that sort of stuff, that just wants to be there, that reading Stillness Speaks, and I've got more books to read about this, and I'll probably be talking about them ad nauseum. If you're wondering what I'm reading now, and we will be discussing it in a few weeks, I'm reading the #1 bestseller in America. It's called Theo of Golden, and it was written a few years ago by Alan Levy. Or Levi, I guess. I don't know. One spring morning, a stranger arrives in the small southern city of Golden. No one knows where he has come from or why. His name is Theo, and he asks a lot more questions than he answers. Theo visits, and get this, when I'm about to read, see if it reminds you of some place in our town. Theo visits the local coffee house, where 92 pencil portraits hang on the walls, portraits of the people of Golden done by a local artist. He begins purchasing them one at a time and putting them back in the hands of their rightful owners, and with each exchange a story is told, a friendship born and a life altered. This is a story of giving and receiving, of seeing and being seen, and people are loving this book. I'll tell you what my critique of the book, I got to wait because I'm about 100 pages in, and I got my thoughts on this one. But Theo Golden is a book that we'll be talking about probably with Jessica and beyond. So if you want to read a good book, or a book that everyone is reading right at the moment, read Theo of Golden. What does that remind you of, Peter? A place where there are 92 pencil portraits. Now, these portraits in our town are not pencil, but it reminded me of a place. Do you know what? Where it is?
Your WOW project.
Yeah, and where is that?
On Elm Street.
Yes, but it's not at the WOW Center.
Oh, it's at the bistro.
It's at Tribeca, yeah. And on the walls of Tribeca, you can see the photography of Billy Hughes, my good friend Billy Hughes, and they are portraits that he has taken of citizens of Westfield. And they're of all stripes. There are some color photos, there are black and white photos, and they're big and they're on their wall. So I'm reading this book and I'm thinking, gosh, I can't wait to find out how he connects this place where the coffee shop is. He buys out the coffee shop paintings and what they're replaced with, etc. I'm very interested. But if you want to see some lovely portraits of people from our city, go to Tribeca. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's right down, it's like very close to Westfield on weekends, the Wow Center. And you can
Couple
also
doors
go,
down, yeah.
oh my gosh, there are some great new places opening in our town. I was at Del Cerre this week. Do you know what Del Cerre is?
Well, Christy went in there and everything was pretty much sold out.
Was that Saturday afternoon, the day they opened, or?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
It was Saturday.
I was there.
They had the grand opening on Friday.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I was at the grand opening on Friday.
Right. She went on Saturday after we got out of the Easter egg hunt and had lunch.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. It is run by some wonderful people from the Slavic community. It has that feel that you get at Crave Cafe. You also get it at the Cafe Zerno. And so you go down right across from the Westfield and Weekends Wow Center. And there is Del Cerre. And it's a patisserie. And oftentimes people say, well, some people say
It's a French bakery.
it's a French bakery. But it's served by people from, I think they're from Uzbekistan, if I'm not mistaken, or Kurdistan, from a Slavic country. And you wonder why the connection? Well, because Russia and the Ukraine and all of the Slavic countries, the French nation, the nation of France, was really influenced those countries. And that's why we have the Russian crepe house. Crepes are French. They were invented in France, I suppose.
Yep.
But then the Slavic community took them and made them their own. Similarly to the croissants and the wonderful pastries that you're going to. I had a chocolate croissant that was really excellent, really excellent. But they have these other kinds of treats that chicken.
Said she had a macaroon.
Was there a macaron? But you can also get the croissant pastry stuffed with like chicken and meat and sandwiches, so that are a little more hefty for lunch.
Yeah,
And
almost like the French version of an arepa.
yeah. It's a lovely place. Del Cerre, if you're ever in Westfield, Massachusetts, and you want another place to eat besides the Tavern Restaurant, the wonderful
Hopefully they'll stay
Cafe
open this
Zerno, Pierogi Cafe, oh God, Maple Leaf, Emma's
On
Italian.
on a concert night, there's no shortage of downtown restaurants that you can go to before a concert on Friday nights.
Before a concert or even after, to stop in. If the concert ends, what time? I think most
Usually
of our
around 9
places.
o'clock.
What time do most places close? Around
11.
10, 11 o'clock at night.
If you're a bar restaurant, 11.
Yeah. It's strange to come from a city like New York City where I could be up
things
all
used to be
night.
up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
then the pandemic hit. And when they came back, it's hard to get people to work that late.
It is and it's hard to get people out of their apartments. To wit, we invite everyone to come down and enjoy the cultural district. Hey, I want to play this. Well, I want to play The Waters of March. It might be the last time I can play it this month. I might play it during the year.
Yeah, this will be.
Yeah.
I hope.
Are you tired of this song, Peter?
I am.
I've played it for the last 3 weeks because it happens to be one of my favorite songs ever. And I've run it into the ground, as we might say. But this is an interesting version because Mark Murphy is really not known for singing French songs, but this is his version, and it's great. He's playing it on the guitar, and it has a different feel than some of the other versions. Listen to the words of it because it's about renewal. And at this time, the Easter time, Passover time, Ramadan, we really think about renewal. And this is a song about renewal. How life is filled with everything. You know, how life is filled with ADHD and also stillness, how it's all mixed together. And when you accept life and you be there, it's there for you. So here's the Waters of March, Mark Murphy.
A stick, a stone is the end of the road. It's the rest of a stump. It's a little alone. It's a sliver of glass. It is life. It's the sun. It is night. It is death. It's a trap. It's a gun. The oak when it blooms, a fox in the brush, a knot in the wood, the song of a thrush, the wood of the wind, a cliff, a fall, a scratch, a lump. It is nothing at all. It's the wind blowing free. It's the end of the slope. It's a beam, it's a void, it's a hunch, it's a hope. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the end of the strain. It's the joy in your heart. The foot, the ground, the flesh and the bone, the beat of the road, the slingshot stone. A fish, a flash, a silvery glow, a fight, a bet, the range of a bow, the bed of the well, the end of the line, the dismay in the face. It's a loss, it's a find, a spear, a spike, a point, a nail, a drip, a drop, the end of the tale. A truckload of bricks in the soft morning light, the shot of a gun in the dead of the night. A mile, a must, a thrust, a bump. It's a girl, it's a rhyme, it's the cold, it's the mumps, the plan of the house, the body in bed, and the car that got stuck. It's the mud, it's the mud. Afloat, adrift, a flight, a wing, a hawk, a quail, the promise of spring. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life, it's the joy in your heart. A snake, a stick, it is John, it is Joe. It's a thorn in your hand and a cut in your toe. A point, a grain, a bee, a bite, a blink, a buzzard, a sudden stroke of night, a pin, a needle, a sting, a pain, a snail, a riddle, a wasp, a stain, a pass in the mountains, a horse and a mule. In the distance the shells rode through shadows of blue. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. It's the promise of life in your heart, in your heart. A stick, a stone, the end of the load, the rest of a stump, a lonesome road, a sliver of glass, a life, the sun, a night, a death, the end of the run. And the riverbank talks of the waters of March. Is the end of all strain. Is the joy in your heart.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. It is March 31st, 2026. We are awaiting the arrival of Reverend Hesse from Second Congregational Church. I know that she was in a class, meeting with a class at Westfield State University, so maybe it ran a little long or whatever, but we'll continue talking until
By the way, God help me, my wife was watching Bridgerton.
Oh my gosh! Really? So
Somebody run me into a wall.
Oh, please, Peter, get into the spirit. What? Okay. So what?
Full stop. No.
No. Why?
No.
Do you leave the room or do you stay and
Watch,
endure?
We'll when she gets into that mode, we watch in separate rooms.
Okay.
Because I like watching documentary stuff. I like learning things.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also is.
That's my mind. That's how my mind
It is so interesting to me that Bridgerton is this combination. It's a comedy. It's and it also.
She was surprised at how many naked men there were.
Romantic and yes. I would say I don't want to call it
or
soft.
semi naked.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about pornography on Easter week. But
no, it's very amorous.
It's very amorous. Not as amorous as Heated Rivalry, which I haven't seen, believe it or not. But there is a very, very strong sexual content that they've got this mix of naked bodies and story. And the romance is really this season, the final season. Is that what she's watching, or is she watching it from the beginning?
I think she's already seen it up until this season. She's watching this season.
Okay, gotcha. The season is just charming. It's the Cinderella story, sort of told through the lens of the French aristocracy in a very different and very interesting, diverse land in this world that's created in Bridgerton. All races are mixed, et cetera, et cetera. It has its moments. I really enjoyed the whole season.
Cue the eye roll.
No, you didn't. Well, so I'm just wondering because do you leave the room when the sexual scenes start, or
she just goes to the bedroom and watches it in there, or the spare bedroom.
Oh my gosh! Okay, well, I recommend staying with it. It's really well done. I have been watching. Maybe you could enjoy this. Jury Duty, both seasons. Jury Duty is a show. I think it's on Prime. Might be Netflix, but I think it's on Prime, and. They have actors. Okay, for instance, Jury Duty is about an actual trial, or rather, it's a fake trial. Okay.
Yes.
And they're focusing on the jury as well as the trial, and everyone in this 10-episode series.
So it's a crime drama told from the point of the jury.
Yeah, and they're all actors.
Yeah, I got you.
Except for one person on the jury who thinks it's real, who's told that it's real.
Okay, so it's
a comedy, and it's way over the top, huh?
It's basically they've also mashed in the Truman Show.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just watching. I just saw a clip. John Cena put out a clip. He retired from in-ring competition this past year. Or a couple months ago, and he's shooting a movie for Netflix right now, and he is going to be hosting WrestleMania this year, which we just found out.
Oh, interesting! Wow,
he's got to be a big time movie star now.
Oh, he's great.
We saw a movie. I watched a movie on, I think it was Prime, called The Lift with Kevin Hart, the comedian Kevin Hart.
Okay, gotcha.
It's about some art thieves that get caught by Interpol.
Yeah.
And then they're tasked by Interpol with stealing $500 million in gold.
Oh, gosh.
In flight.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's
a nice little movie. It's not going to win a Pulitzer Prize or an Academy Award, but it's a fun little flick to occupy a Friday evening.
Well, great. Peter, I also want to suggest that you watch Jury Duty. The season that's happening right now, second season, is called Company Retreat. And it's about a company, and it's Jury Duty presents Company Retreat. Again, all actors except for one person. It is humorous, and it is so fun to watch this person who is looking and thinking, this has got to be the weirdest company retreat, and yet manages to not realize that it's being taped as a regular straight show. You got to see this Jury Duty. Both Jury Duty and Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat. Now, I want you, if you don't mind, would you play Salt, Then Sour, Then Sweet? This is Sarah Bareilles' song with Brandi Carlile. I'm going to bring you in. Barbara Hesse has just texted me. That's why I was a little distracted there. And while we're playing the song, we'll connect with Reverend Barbara Hesse from Second Congregational Church. Right back.
Give me the light years, but I want the dark ones too. Grief is the singer in my band, she's a passenger van and a shortcut straight to the truth. Learn from the nightshades that grow in the darkest places. Had we not been stung so many times, would we ever have arrived at this heaven on earth that I don't want to waste? Pick a lucky penny up, and I'll marry you for your money, love. So keep the Novocaine out of my wisdom teeth. Wanna feel it all, salt then sour then sweet. Wanna kiss you and write love's name on my crumbling walls. Lay them at your feet with the rest of me. Salt then sour then sweet. Come to the porch, love. Look up at the perfect sky, holding the sun and the moon and the thunder in June, while it teaches the birds and the rain how to fly. I don't need perfect, no, I just want to touch the truth. I want to cherish the trying and the living and the dying and make big mistakes the way kind people do. Pick a lucky penny up, and I'll marry you for your money, love. So keep the Novocaine out of my wisdom teeth. Wanna feel it all, salt then sour then sweet. Wanna kiss you and write love's name on my crumbling walls. Lay them at your feet with the rest of me. Love, life is salt then sour then sweet. So sweet, so sweet, so sweet. Life is love, so
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause. Join us the second Wednesday of every month for Joe Didi's take on, well, everything. Listen to The Joe Didi Show, second Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Oh, wow, it is Tuesday, March 31st, and look who's here. Joining us, Hey, Pastor Barbara Hesse from Second Congregational Church. What more could we ask for during Holy Week, right?
What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for?
Who do? No. Oh my gosh! Look at this, Peter.
Oh my God.
My old religious.
What are you doing?
My old religious teacher.
Look, yes, it's
Hi, Father Savage. It's Peter.
Peter Coles.
Peter Coles. How you doing, Peter?
Good, sir.
Sit down, my friend. Get this. Sit down. Sit down with Barbara.
Bob, you're always giving orders. He's always giving orders.
I'm one of those toxic alpha males, I guess. I don't know. Even though I look like an egg yolk this week. Look at this. I look like an egg yolk.
You are one of the most beautiful tonics that we have in this world.
Oh, thank you. I prefer mine with gin. Sit down and join Barbara.
I don't have a lot of time. What's going on? What
Well,
are you talking about?
just a quick summary. I go to a concert yesterday. I was expecting a Claude bowling concert. I got it all confused, and it turns out to be this wonderful trio of musicians from the music department at Westfield State, who I love and know. Okay, so Barbara's there, and I find out before I go to the show or that recital that I don't have a guest for today. So the minute I saw her, like at 4:30 yesterday, 4 o'clock or something, I said, Barbara, you please, could you come on my show and let's talk Easter? And then
Barbara, let me know if a squirrel walked by him, he would invite the squirrel.
I think so.
To be part of it.
If a squirrel walked by, I'd look at it because I'm an ADHDer. Look at
Father,
that squirrel.
I've been the guest for the first hour and a half.
Yeah, Peter and I have we've been all over the place the last hour and a half.
God bless Peter. It's good to even hear your voice. It's good to see both of you.
So great.
I usually see Bob at Big Y.
Yeah. It's my favorite. Everybody needs some friends in high places. And I view Barbara and Father Warren Savage, Reverend Barbara, Father Warren, as my friends in high places, especially during this Easter week. Yes. Is Passover over? Because Holy Week and Passover sort of are the same kind of thing, aren't they? In a way.
Because on Holy Thursday, Jesus celebrates the Passover meal. And so that meal, his last supper, his last Passover, is where he gives the disciples his last will and testament, and he basically washes their feet, and he tells them that this is the kind of leadership that I want you to imitate in life. So he says, my last will and testament is that you love one another. Can you imagine?
Could that be? Yeah. Well, you're both from the Christian faith. Now, Barbara comes from the United Church of Christ, and Father, you're from the religion that I grew up with. Both Peter and I grew up with, Catholic, Roman Catholic, and I wondered, is there a difference in the way that as a Protestant church and a Catholic church celebrate? Is there a difference at all between the two of you? How you celebrate? I want to
remind you is that you and I belong to the same religion that Reverend Barbara belongs to. We're both Christian.
Yeah.
It's not a different religion. It's just a different flavor of the ice cream. That's all. We're all Christians.
Well, this is a question that Peter and I were talking about, because we were talking about the idea, and as Easter is about renewal, and for me, it's about renewal. It's the time when we go from black to color, or dark to color. Excuse me, Father. It's the idea of darkness being
darkness to light,
a light. The springtime coming in,
new light,
and the winter is now gone, and we've got green. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love the winter. Incidentally, I love nighttime. I love the winter, but there's something that happens with my soul when the trees begin to bud. All right. Now, my question, Peter went to an evangelical service this past weekend with his new wife, and Christy and he went to an evangelical service, and we're talking about it, and I said, well, what's the difference, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, well, I asked him about this sermon, and the sermon was about what they were talking about. And they were talking about what Peter and Christy were talking about before going to church, about if you don't follow Jesus, whether you are banned from eternal life, I suppose.
You encounter the wrath of God.
Oh, you encounter the wrath of God. And I was trying to reframe it in a way, because this sort of like, stay out if you're not a follower of Jesus. And I thought to myself, and I said to Peter, Jesus Christ is a prophet in the Muslim church, and also was a Jewish man in celebrating Judaism in a sense. He didn't leave the Jewish faith, right? So in essence, when you say if you're not following Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ is welcomed in those other communities, in those other faith communities. So,
but I think the difference is that the pastor was saying those communities don't accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Yeah, and okay. So, would you guys comment on that, because I think a lot of folks sort of. That's a hard one. I know. Yeah,
there's a lot of. That's what we were talking about.
It's not hard. It's just that, first of all, God is not to be conditioned by my thoughts or anybody else's thoughts. God needs to be left to be God. God is love. Mm-hmm. So that means God loves everybody. It doesn't matter what your denomination is, your race, your color. We box God out by our own limitations. Mm-hmm. It's not. How can we say that God doesn't love somebody in China?
Yeah.
For God so loved the world.
He loves everybody. So it's not up to me to box God into my tradition. I don't make the judgment. That's the last thing I do. I don't have the right to judge anybody based on race, gender, color, traditions, language. It doesn't matter. Yeah. All I know is that I'm just supposed to love everybody. Mm-hmm. I just talked to 3 Muslim students. They welcome me. Mm-hmm. I give them their greeting in their Arabic language. They give me a big hug. God's happy that I just love them and accept it and don't reject it because they're Muslim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So God has 99 names in the Old Testament. 99 names. Pick one. Pick one.
Bob.
All right. So
I don't know.
For me, yeah. Any pastor that gets up and talks about someone not following Christ is not doing God any favors.
Yeah.
All he's supposed to be doing is preaching love. Just love everybody and let God do God's work. God will take care of God's work.
Exactly.
My job is to make sure that I exercise the most fundamental aspect of God, is that we love one another. That's all any Christian is asked to do. Yeah. I'm not asked to sit there and judge you and say God's going to do this and God's going to do that, because if you don't do, no, you just encourage people to do the best they can to love one another and love themselves. Leave the rest of the nonsense out.
Yeah.
The most important
commandment that God gives in any denomination, any faith tradition, is that you love one another. That's the simple message. It's okay.
It's the simple message. Yeah.
It's the simplest message that is usually not adhered to by most Christians. Don't love.
Well, that message was also
judging people.
That message was also in the sermon.
Yeah,
that message good.
They also say that God hates the same people they hate.
Yeah, well, but I'm just telling you, I get sick of all this nonsense. I wish God's not pleased with all these denominations.
Oh, isn't? No. That sounds like a little revolutionary.
We made all these things up. God didn't do that.
It's a human construct.
That's been my problem with, Father, you know this because we've talked about it. That's been my problem with organized religion over the years, is the bureaucracy.
That's right.
Because my relationship with God is pretty good, I think.
No,
but my problem is with the bureaucracy.
Peter, if you're doing your best to love people, and I know you're trying to be kind and loving and gentle. There are people who are Christian who don't do that, but there are people who are not Christian are more in line with what God wants than those who claim to be Christian believers in Jesus.
Yeah, I wondered.
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Bob.
The 23 major religions all have the same
universal principle.
The same universal principle: do unto others as you would have others do unto you. We call it the golden rule. Others call it the law of reciprocity.
I was talking to this. I wish the student was here because I bring him in. Hassan. Hassan.
Oh, I love Hassan.
So
yes.
Hassan says, "Father, I love talking to you." He says, "You talk about all these things." He says, "I think you're Muslim at heart." I said, "What?" He said, "I think you're a Muslim."
Well,
I said, "Why? Because you talk about love, you talk about peace and compassion." I said, "Well, I'm everybody, you know." That's what I said, Hassan. I'm everybody. But
it's so funny you said that. At heart, it's really the basis of it all. And it's right. I was talking to Peter, and I wondered if both of you could give me something about this. I'm reading Eckhart Tolle because my ADHD mind is all over the place, and lately I've been struggling both with what's happening in the world and what's happening as I grow older, and my realization at 80 that my life is I'm on the back stairs of the house, okay, and I'm okay with that. I really am. But in my last quarter century of my life, whatever that's going to be, I really need to be centered. I really need to find stillness, and so I've been reading a book called Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle, who's a spiritual teacher. And it says that at the base, I mean, without thought, we get to the stillness. And I was thinking last night that, is that the God particle? Is that God? And how does that fit into the message of renewal and Easter? And I wondered if you want to talk about stillness and the God-centric.
So there's a beautiful Jewish psalm that the prayer that the psalmist prays is "Peace be still," and then following that, "Peace be still and know that I am God." So you can't know God without stillness. One of your major challenges is that you can't be still if you're with James.
Oh, I can't be. Oh, with my spouse? Are you kidding? Oh my God!
That's part of the problem. You can't be still with James.
Oh my!
I love James. I love James.
He's a piece of work, but trying to be still with him is a challenge. So your first bit is to put him out of the house so you can be still for
I've been doing that.
No, but your question is very, very important because what our world needs is a cosmic stillness, peace, peace, because peace cannot come unless we still the bombing, we still the poverty, we still the animosity, we still the dehumanizing words, all that stuff that we're doing that makes us less than human and diminishes the fact that we're all created in the image of life. We have to be still in order to see the God within us, or that stillness that you call the divine center. That's the essence of what our religious and spiritual life is about, getting to a point of stillness where we can just be still with God and with one another.
Barbara, what do you
that still small voice?
That's and it's there. I know it's there. And I hear it.
That's the deepest part of who we are.
Yeah. I wondered in the noise of today, and there is so much noise from all sides, let's put it that way. Will we be able, where do you find hope at Easter in today's world? And what do you say to folks who go to church this week to pray for that their message overcomes the other one? When the world is at war with seems to be with itself, how do you reconcile that at Easter? And I wondered, as you prepare to speak to your communities this week, what you plan on saying on Easter. Does it reflect the modern what's happening in the world. You have to respond with that. You know, I wonder what you think, both of you, on that.
I mean, the first thing is that I do this resurrection practice every day. Bob, if you get up out of bed and put your feet in the ground, that's resurrection.
All
right. So the first thing you do is you thank God for this. Some people can't get up. Rising, they can't get up. So the fact that I can get up and you can get up at 80 is a resurrection moment. So the first thing you do is thank God that I have been given the power to get up, rise up again, and I get a new day, a new opportunity to cross the threshold of my household and step into the world and give to the world what the resurrection's all about. It's all about love. That's the renewing piece.
And my prayer first thing in the morning, every morning, and how we start every service on Sunday morning at Second Church is, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Gratitude. That's it.
Let us rejoice. I did a reel this week about being cradled within the day. And it was about something I had read or whatever. And then I was thinking later in the week, I was saying cradled in the stillness. Because you're right, if I get up in the morning and I connect with the God-centric part of me, that's without judgment. That's just being.
You know what they call that, Bob? When you connect with that God-centered, your response is wow.
Oh, I like that.
It's perfect. Oh gosh, yeah.
It's like, it doesn't mean Westfield on weekends. It's just like wow. You're just so overwhelmed that your whole inner world just goes wow.
Yeah.
You're just overwhelmed with joy and love and this capacity to just bring something that's going to affirm life. Something's going to affirm the goodness of others, the beauty of creation. It's like, wow, look what God has offered to me again. And that's a renewing moment.
And I want to invite everyone to the 6:30 sunrise service, the Easter sunrise service at Stanley Park. And the two of us are going to be presiding over that service.
No. At what time?
6:30.
6:30.
So
sunrise.
6:30.
I know you don't get up until 6:30 in the evening, but we're having 6:30 at 6:30 in the morning.
6:30. So where do you go though? In Stanley Park is a big place.
It's the Children's Pavilion. And you go through the gate closest to the university.
Right.
And we're going to be the only ones there. We've done it a couple of years, 3 years in a row.
Oh my God, 4 years, like 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And the idea here is that a lot of the former Catholics come.
The former Catholics come.
Yeah.
Are they bringing a picnic, or do they bring their Starbucks coffee with them?
Oh, you can. You can bring it. You can bring it. You can bring
sweatshirts, jeans,
whatever
fine.
You want. You just bring whatever you have. Bring it with you, because God wants you to be yourself on the day of resurrection. Just be who you are. You can come with clothes, without clothes. Doesn't
Wait a minute.
No.
Who are we speaking with? You have to.
No, God just wants you to come as you are, because there's no judgments on Easter.
You have to wear your jammies.
No. I'm not wearing those jammies. Believe me, you don't want me in no.
No, but jeans, sweatshirt, it's not formal. But
sure.
Last year we had 53, 55 people?
Yeah, close to 50, 60 people, yeah.
And you're watching a sun come up over a hill.
That's right. Yeah. Because the resurrection is this new light that comes into the darkness of the world. Don't forget, Mary Magdalene's running in the dark.
Yeah.
Into the light.
Yeah.
She's running to the light.
Whether you believe in this is something else I've been thinking about. The idea of the metaphor of Easter and the historical fact of Easter. And we know that Jesus Christ existed in the world as a historical person. And that metaphor for his rebirth, which a lot of people, I think, well, not a lot of people, there are people in the world, let's put it this way, who say, oh, it's fake news or whatever. No, it's not fake news. It can be viewed in such a broad way. There is this. It's about peace, isn't it? And it's about how we. And if you find that God-centered place, do you end up in a faith community?
You end up with God.
And do you need that faith community in a sense?
Well, you need other people around you who have also experienced that stillness. That's the whole point. God and God's self is a community of persons, Father, Son, and Spirit. So you need a community to experience the awesomeness of God's love. You can't do it by yourself. You need a community to do it with you, because God and God's self is a community of love.
Is there another
also
word?
Need a community. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if sometimes I wonder if people have. I'm thinking the atheist community, and I have some friends who are of that persuasion. Is there another word besides God that connects us to folks who don't believe in God?
Yeah, it's called love, Bob. It's called love.
It's called love.
That's right. Just love people.
My God, that's
last
so
intern,
moving.
And Barbara knows this. My last intern, his name was Robert. Your name, Robert.
Yeah.
And he told me he was atheist. I said, "Welcome. Good to see you."
Ah.
And he says to me in the conversation, he said, even atheists need faith. You know that, right, Father? I go, yeah, come on. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, no problem. I didn't have any conversation with him about faith or anything. He came to me and says, I want an internship. All I did was love him.
Wow. Did he?
What
was he? Is he looking for? I mean, we're all yearning.
No, he's looking for somebody to accept him and to love him, to tell him that he's not a filthy looking kid.
Oh man, so interesting.
He came looking. If you saw him, I was told not to take him. I was told that he's a problem.
No, really.
I said, well, my tradition tells me to love my neighbors, so I'm just going to take him and love him. And myself and Colleen, my other campus minister, we loved him for 15 weeks, and he was I just got a note from his professor telling me what a wonderful experience it was for him. It was transformative. I did my God work without talking about God.
To do your
well, and as interfaith chaplains, we are called to be there for students of all faith and students of no faith.
But they're just they're just children of God.
We're just called to love, period.
That's it, Bob.
Just called to love.
Yeah, when I see you at Big Y, I just love you. I just go out there and kiss you and love you and hug you. And
we're hugging one another in the frozen fruit section.
Look at those two beautiful people out there, loving one another. It might look weird, but I'd rather look weird than to beat you up and hurt you.
But that's where the sense of hope comes in, because there are churches that think that the world is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
And all they do is circle the wagons and wait for the worst to come. And then the other side, premillennialists versus postmillennialists, the other side thinks that love, if the kingdom of God is going to mean that everybody is fed, let's feed all the people now. If the kingdom of God is that everyone will be treated with love and respect, let's treat everyone with love and respect now. We're getting better. We're getting closer, and we're just called to love.
You feel that, especially after a weekend of protests and response to protests in America on both sides. I think that's probably why and I think people are yearning for a community of stillness in a way. Go ahead.
The protests are also acts of resistance to things that are not love.
And how do you respond? How do you respond to that without?
Bob, listen to me, Bob.
Yeah.
Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
When Jesus rides on a donkey into Jerusalem, it's a protest. It's a demonstration.
He came in as the Messiah.
He came in as the Messiah, and then the other side didn't like it because the emperor on the other side said, what the hell is he doing? He was all upset because the guy on a donkey was getting more attention than he was with his chariots and soldiers and military around him.
Yeah.
So Jesus comes in on a donkey as a non-violent witness to a world of empire building.
It's almost
the peaceful protests are exactly what Palm Sunday's about.
So Palm Sunday
instead of waving palms, they're waving signs: no kings, no kings, no kings, no emperors, no kings, and they're very peaceful about it. Millions and millions of people in active resistance to something that is not about love, something that's not about peace. These beautiful people, we need those protests. I call that not just an act of resistance, but they love people enough that they're going to go out and demonstrate on behalf
on their days off.
On their days off, to advocate for the dignity of people, regardless of their race, color. And the one thing I do notice is that most of those demonstrations were of the elder yoke. The elders were out. Not a lot of young people were out. A lot of the elders were out.
Yeah.
It's almost as if the elders are trying to set an example for our young people. Do not sit back and become complacent, because you'll be gobbled up by the very thing that's killing people. The selfishness, the greed, the lack of respect, the incivility, the war, the violence, the abuse. You have to resist that. So these protests are acts of resistance.
But what was shown in the protest was love and joy and hope.
Yeah, exactly.
And so how do you then deal with the other side? Let's put it that the other side, because they're not. You have to. You have to listen to the other side in a sense.
You just can't dismiss them. You gotta live with both. It's a both and moment. You can't just dismiss them. Otherwise, you're just exacerbating the divide.
It's easy to love people who love you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's more difficult to love those who. Yeah. Easter is needed more than ever this year.
Well, you got to.
The message of Easter is needed
the essence
more.
Is God triumphs everything. I'll use a word that I probably wouldn't dare use otherwise, but the resurrection trumps everything.
Oh my gosh, Father, you are something else. You are.
But you don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water.
And water is the
life-giving.
We're made of water. So you have to give of yourself.
80% water.
Beyond the thoughts. Beyond that is this love, this thing.
If you read the Easter narratives, and it doesn't matter what gospel you read, but basically in John's gospel, the first Easter gift that is announced is peace.
Yeah. There's a poem by Longfellow. I wanted to give you a little sense of it here. It's called A Psalm of Life. I don't know if you know this poem by Longfellow, but A Psalm of Life. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream, for the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end of way, but to act that each tomorrow finds us farther than today. Art is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating funeral marches to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life. Be not like dumb driven cattle, be a hero in the strife. Trust no future, however present. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within, and God overhead. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime. In departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time, footprints that perhaps another, sailing over life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing. Learn to labor and to wait. And we've been waiting for Easter this year. I've been waiting so much. God.
You know, you should have your own TV program.
Oh, listen, we have to stop now. But I you know how much I love you guys. I cherish you both, and I cherish community. I think, you know.
Well, you certainly have helped to create it here in Westfield. So
I appreciate that.
You're doing God's work. You're trying to create a sense of belonging and community.
And I met you through him.
You know,
and that was a God-given day, wasn't it? When you think of it.
Lord have Lord have mercy. I haven't been right since, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, so where can we see you this Sunday? You can see you at 6:30 in Stanley Park, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can also see both of you at the Amelia First Interfaith Center.
You can come to Easter Mass at the Interfaith Center
at 11 o'clock.
No, 10 o'clock on Easter.
Oh dear, we're competing.
You're competing, and you're where at Second Congregational Church, Barbara.
Second Congregational Church is at 10 o'clock always.
The cosmic Jesus is everywhere, so it doesn't matter what time.
Cosmic Jesus, wow.
The cosmic Jesus is everywhere. So I'm at 10 o'clock for Mass. So Bob, if you and James want to come for Mass at 10 o'clock, you're welcome to come at 10 o'clock.
And Peter, we'd love to have you at 10 o'clock at UCC.
We could divide up.
Church.
We could divide up and conquer. Yeah. No, we want to unite and conquer. Let's not do that. So for my final song, there's a John Rutter song that I really love called "For the Beauty of the Earth." Do you know it?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. But I found a version by a group, strange. The name of the group is called N Crew. And this is it's an acoustic guitar version, which really got the words well. But so we're going to play that as we go out. I wish you both the happiest, most blessed time at Easter, and same to my audience. And you guys, love you. And let's break bread together soon.
Definitely.
Yes, you owe me.
I do owe both of you very much.
Well, Second Church will have Maundy Thursday service at 7 o'clock Thursday night.
Night, and there are services throughout the city and throughout your country. Yeah. It's important, whatever you believe, to get out there with community and think good thoughts and send love. Amen. So Bob, here is For the Beauty of the Earth and Crew, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you, Peter Coles,
Bob.
as well.
This was a blessing today. I didn't expect to have this blessing. So
Me too.
To be dragged into this. Thank you.
For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the sky, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful reach out of the day and of the night. Hill and rill and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mine. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thy church that evermore lifteth holy hands above, offering upon every shore her pure sacrifice of love. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thyself best gift divine, to the world so freely given, for that great, great love of thine, peace on earth and joy